Good morning and welcome to the Smithville West Public School annual presentation day. This morning we're here with years 3 to 6, and to begin our presentation I'd like to invite Sienna Byrne to come and open proceedings. Thank you.
The acknowledgement of country will now be delivered by reading.
The Green to Galania, welcome. I'd like to show my respect and acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land on which we meet, the Darug people. It is upon their land that Smithville West Public School is built, as we share our own knowledge, teaching and learning practices within the school. May we also pay our respect to elders past and present. I extend my respect to other Aboriginal people.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's live stream on Zoom of Smithville West Public Schools Years 3 to 6 Presentation Assembly for 2020. We will begin proceedings today with an address by our school principal, Mr. Gray. Please welcome him to the stage.
Thank you, Sienna. Can I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land on which we meet, the Carabil clan of the Darug Nation, and pay my respects to any Aboriginal people joining us here today. I also acknowledge elders past, present and emerging. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, boys and girls, and welcome to the Smithville West Public School Annual Presentation Day. A presentation day that has never looked this way before and hopefully never will again. Who would have thought I'd be here today talking to half the student body with no parents present at the school, but many watching from home at their workplace or maybe even at the local park on a myriad of devices. There has never been a year like 2020 and hopefully there never will be again. 2020, or the school year, began with the disastrous bushfires, which started way back in October, November of 2019, still burning and causing widespread devastation throughout many parts of Australia. The tragic loss of life, livestock and property was followed by months and months of poor air quality, which impacted the health of many. There was also some talk of a virus around the world that was out of control. Very soon we found out what that virus was, because by the end of term 1, the coronavirus or COVID-19 saw the virtual shutdown of Australia, and life as we knew it was about to change considerably. Schools shut down because of the pandemic, and for the next 2 months we were introduced to remote learning. In the space of 7 days, teachers had to learn a whole new way to teach their students. Was there any training for them? No. Was it stressful? Yes. Were there tears? Yes. Did they change their whole teaching pedagogy? Yes. Did they do a great job? Absolutely. Was I extremely proud of them? Yes, beyond words that I can say. It was a bit like saying to the Ford or Holden motor companies, stop making cars and make computers instead. Oh, and by the way, you've got 1 week to work it out. That's how challenging the task was way back in March and April. Students eventually came back to schools full-time from Monday, 25th of May, or term 2, week 5. But schools were very different. No excursions, incursions, no dance groups, no choirs, no debating teams, no assemblies, no breakfast club, no NAPLAN, and of course, there were no non-essential visitors, meaning parents were not permitted to be on site. Drinking bubblers were turned off, play between stage groups was limited, and staggered finishing times introduced, with students leaving through allocated exit gates. Extra cleaning was instigated, and hand wash and hand sanitizer became and still are essential daily items. Now, although the Premier has begun to relax many restrictions, the Department of Education's guidelines are still very tough. And so many of the can't do things are still in place today. Hopefully, when we all return on Friday, 29th of January, things will be back to normal or as close as possible. So what were we able to do this year? Well, before COVID-19, students were lucky enough to participate in the school swimming and water safety program at the Finn Aquatic Centre at Smithfield, where they learnt the skills which will stay with them for life. Our captains and prefects attended the Young Leaders Conference at Darling Harbour, where they listened to a number of inspirational speakers and networked with their peers from schools all over Greater Sydney. Upon our return, we had our athletics carnival at Rossford Street Reserve, while Stage 3 students just this term were upskilled in CPR, another skill that should remain with them for life. Over the next week or so, each stage will be venturing out of the school for their end-of-year activity day. COVID safety plans and risk assessments have been completed for these excursions. After a year bereft of extracurricular activity, I hope every student has a most enjoyable day. Educationally, there has been quality teaching happening in every classroom on every day. In kindergarten to year 2, we continued with the Early Action for Success program. Under the leadership of our instructional leader, Mrs. Wilson, this program continues to deliver outstanding results in early stage 1 and stage 1. Focusing on the key learning areas of English and mathematics, I look forward to our younger students continuing to make significant progress in these core areas. In pleasing news for Smithfield West, the program has been extended into 2021. We also had our very important speech program continue, and I'm happy to announce that in 2021, we'll be also introducing an occupational therapy program. Now, as I say every year, I'm always trying to improve the facilities at the school. The sports court is now finished, and just yesterday, students had their first opportunity for free play at lunchtime, and wow, wasn't it popular? The electronic gates on Wetherill Street are well underway, and hopefully will be finished by the time we return next year. The outdoor learning area near the canteen is also nearing completion. We've updated the administration block and renovated both the library and library office with new carpet and new furniture. The library itself looks sensational and is ready for plenty of future focused learning. There are big plans for next year as well. With new softball to go in outside the kindergarten rooms and a whole school optic fibre upgrade to happen. In technology, we spent well over $50,000 on hardware, software and general resources. The STEAM room looks great. Students are thinking critically and creatively and improving their learning outcomes across the key learning areas of science and technology. As we come to the end of the school year, I wish to thank my dedicated staff for the countless hours they put in to provide a quality education for your children. In an extremely challenging year, their considerable efforts have not gone unnoticed, and I thank them for their flexibility, adaptability, professionalism, and work ethic. I wish to acknowledge my executive team of Ms. Rawlings, Mr. Georgielis, Ms. Wilson, Mrs. Papadakis, and Ms. Fleming, and the wonderful school administrative support staff led capably by Mrs. Chris, with Mrs. Bennett and Mrs. Morabito in the front office. Thank you as well to our school learning support officers, Mrs. Leah, Mrs. Ianson, Ms. Dagley and Mrs. Mareki, and General Assistant Mr. Waller for the work they do to support every single child at this school. Miss Hour, Miss Sari, Mrs. Corjukes and Mrs. Viviano will be leaving us at the end of this year, and I thank them very much for their significant contributions to our school. I would like to make special mention of Mrs. Corjukes and Mrs. Viviano. Their retirements will see Smithfield West lose a combined 71 years of experience. That is 71 years of wonderful support for the students of our community. They have both been wonderful servants of our school and the public education system. I wish them nothing but the best as they enter the next phase of their lives. If I could ask Mrs. Cordukes to come up on stage as well. Could we please give Mrs. Cordukes a wonderful clap? Thank you very much, Mrs. Cordukes. You will be missed. Can I also thank the P&C under the leadership of Mrs. O'Keefe for their support of the school in this very tough year. I'd also like to thank this year's school leaders for their work and wish them, along with all of Year 6, the very best for high school. It really disappoints me that they've missed out on so much in this, their final year of primary school education. Now, by the end of the assembly, we will know our school leaders for 2021, and I look forward to working with them next year. I would like to congratulate all the award winners from today on a very successful year. As well, I say well done to all those who have achieved a personal best this year. To me, that's what Smithfield West is all about, each child working towards their personal best. If I do not get the opportunity to talk to you again, have a wonderful Christmas, a relaxing break, and I look forward to working with everyone again in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grew. Presentation of awards will begin with the announcement of the Docs and Citizenship Awards. These will be announced by Ms. Rawlings and presented by Mr. Grew.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Gia. Mrs. Mena, Mr. Kirby and I have had the great privilege this year of being the teachers of our Year 6 students. They've been a fine group of students, and Mr. Gray has already alluded to the fact that much of our time has been spent in teaching and learning in the classroom, and that is certainly true with our Year 6 people. This morning, tomorrow we will recognise all of our Year 6 students, but today the special accolades go to the following students. The Dux Award goes to the 2 most outstanding academic students in the year. And it is with great pleasure that I announce that they are Sienna Byrne and Alexander Prostazinovsky. These are 2 very fine academic students, and both will be moving on to Prairie Wood High School next year and are sure to be great assets to Prairie Wood, as they have indeed been to Smithfield West Public School. You 2 would just like to remain there. The second group of awards recognise outstanding citizenship. And the citizenship awards this year have been chosen by the Stage 3 students and their teachers on a vote. And again, 2 very fine students, and well deserved, to Pauline Murphy and Danny Botany, our 2020 Citizens of the Year. Great citizens always instill in old teachers like me great faith in our future and that I'll be well cared for in my old age if we have fine citizens like these to take care of us. Pauline is going off to Cabramatta High School and Danny will be a student at St Anthony's Catholic College in Austral. Again, both lucky schools to be getting such fine students. These girls and boys, mums and dads, are our Ducks and Citizenship Award recipients for 2020. Let's give them a big congratulations.
Principals Awards will now be announced by Mrs. Papadatos and presented by Mr. Gray.
Thanks, Sienna. The following awards are being presented to stages 2 and 3 students who achieve results in the top 5% of their grade for a combined English and mathematics result. I will start with stages 2 and year 3 awards. Our year 3 award recipients are Matteo Barotta and also Amelia Ha. Our Principals Awards for our Year 4 students go to Zachary Byrne and Isaac Elias. These are 4 very dedicated students who thoroughly enjoy their learning. Let's congratulate them. Now we will proceed with the Stage 3 awards, starting with our Year 5 Principal Awards. First, we have Lachlan Carrick. Next, we have Darren Sock. And Jason Watfer. Our Year 6 Principal Award recipients, Surah Al-Rubai, Zoe Napa, and Carol Bowie. Once again, let's congratulate our Stage 3 Principal Award recipients.
Ms. Fleming. Lots of reminders of the great things that have happened during 2020 at Smithville West Public School.
Ms. Papadopoulos will now announce the Stage 2 awards. They will be presented by the class teachers.
All the Stage 2 teachers, along with Mrs. Campion, Mrs. Angelin, and Mrs. Sargent, are very proud of all the efforts from the Stage 2 students. But this morning, we'd like to, in particular, acknowledge the following students for their fine efforts. We will start with 3F, and Ms. Natos will be presenting your awards to you. For academic excellence, Grace Tapaleo. For academic achievement, Radine Chabot. For academic achievement, Jaden Pham. And for academic improvement, Daniel Atapoku. Congratulations to the following 3F award recipients. Ms. Nitos now will be presenting the awards to her class, starting with academic excellence going to Samira Al-Rabi. Academic improvement to Mira Arbo. Outstanding effort to Fadi Estefan. And outstanding effort to Rizlan Amongos. Congratulations to all our 3N award recipients. Mrs. Kale will now be presenting her awards to 4C. Starting with Nolan Ha for academic achievement. Roz Alawadi for academic improvement. Monique Archer for academic achievement. And Selena Somo for outstanding effort. Congratulations to all the following Year 4C students. And finally, from 4H, Ms. Hamad will now be presenting the awards to her class. Starting with Daniel Leet for academic excellence. Charlene Fan for academic achievement. Lucas Byrne for outstanding effort. and Nadine Tamro for citizenship. Let's give a round of applause to our presenters. And I have one more special award to give out, which Ms. Hamad will be giving to the student. I know I am personally very proud of the student who has outstanding scientific and technology skills, and it is the award that we are presenting for the Science and Technology Award. And that award today goes to Hardy Nguyen from 3F. You're very lucky, Hardy, because we're about to get your second round of applause. Let's congratulate him. Well done to all of stage 2.
Mr. Kirby will now lead the presentation of the awards to athletics champions for 2020 and will be assisted by Mrs. Bennett.
In term 3, we were lucky enough to host our athletics carnival thanks to the efforts of staff and especially Mrs. Bennett. Students were lucky for that to go ahead. We'd like to recognise the following students as our athletics champions for 2020. Our junior girls, Stephanie Amongos. We had joint junior boy champions, firstly Daniel Ata-Apoko and Ethan DeZeus. Our 11-year girl champion, Sienna Byrne. Our 11-year boy champion, Lachlan Semenov. Our senior girl champion, Sharon Latzblue. And our senior boy champion, Dean O'Keefe. Please join me in congratulating these students on their success.
School sport awards will now be announced by Ms. Bennett with the assistance of Ms. Bennett.
Following students are recognised for their good sportsmanship and commitment during school sport. Following students, 3F, Sulu Mafi and Mia Siad. In 3N, Lael Taha and Daniel Isho. In 4C, Michaela Moore and Viliami Tuigamalal. In 4H, Jada Muscat and Savio Al-Kahamas. Please congratulate these Stage 2 students. Following Stage 3 students are also recognised for their good sportsmanship and commitment during school sport. Following students, 5D, Shaylee McLean and Karam Al-Shahagi. In 5-6M, Razaz Abab and Ewan O'Keefe. In 5-6R, Angelina Al-Hanoun and Liam Lee. In 6K, Pepe Faloachi and RJ Falalia. Please congratulate these fine sports students.
Thank you, teachers, and congratulations to our Sport Award winners for 2020. School Service Awards will now be announced by Ms. Palmer and presented by Mr. Gray.
I would like to announce the gratitude that we have for 4 special students who at the start of this year volunteered themselves to help as technology officers for 2020. And I have been really grateful, and I know the school has greatly benefited from they're volunteering to help with some simple jobs and then some troubleshooting and looking after the assembly media equipment. There's been so many jobs that these 4 students have been involved with throughout the year, so we're going to recognise them now. Farhan Al-Shaf, who with his brother Daniel have come into the STEAM lab 3 times a week to set up our laptops for us every morning. Azar Bakil from 5D has been very helpful for many of the teachers, especially with the assembly setting up. Kareen Shabu from 56M. And Alexander Prostizanowski from 6K. All 4 of these students have been a great help this year with technology. Let's congratulate these students now.
Congratulations, technology assistants. Award for stage 3 students will now be announced by Ms. Rawlings. Ms. Rawlings will be presented by class teachers.
Thank you, Shia. As I said earlier, I was only speaking of year 6, but now may I say stage 3, our years 5 and 6 students. So many of you have worked so very, very hard this year and can be particularly proud of your improvements and your achievements. You've been supported not only by your class teachers, but by many support staff throughout our school, your peers and your families. This morning, though, we will congratulate the following students from each class. Ms. Daniele would like to congratulate the following. Renee Nguyen for academic excellence. Marko Kiselowski for outstanding effort. Azar Bakil for academic achievement. And Samara Toscano for academic improvement. I know Ms. Daniele will join with all of you in congratulating these 4 fine students from her class. Mrs. Mena will now recognise the students that she has chosen from her class for these particular awards. Andy Tran for academic excellence. Also congratulating Natalie Tran for academic excellence. Farhan Al-Shahaf for academic excellence. and Janelle Barcenas for academic excellence. Please join Mrs. Mena in congratulating these fine students. Mrs. Mena has kindly agreed to stay on the stage and congratulate the 4 students from my class and present them with their awards. From 5-6R, Alexi Sinodinos for academic excellence. Dean O'Keefe, academic excellence. Hope Robinson for academic excellence. And Atalia Shimon for academic achievement. Unfortunately, Atalia is not with us today. Please, everyone, join with me in congratulating these fine people from my class. Thank you, Mrs. Mena. Mr. Kirby is justifiably proud of these 4 students from his class. Mr. Kirby congratulates Kathy Ross-Kami for academic achievement. Summer Vo for academic achievement. Bhavin Bahadin for academic improvement. And Jessica Carrill for citizenship. Let's join and congratulate these fine people from Mr. Kirby's class. Well done.
Recognition of our 2020 school leaders will now be made along with the announcement of 2021 student leaders following last week's election. Please listen to Ms. Rawlings.
Thank you, Shia. Our student leaders for 2020 have had a restricted year, and Mr. Gray mentioned that earlier in his speech. Having said that, though, on our school grounds and conducting themselves as they know we expect, they have done a fine job in setting a nice behaviour example, effort, and you've seen many of them on the stage today receiving awards. We are very proud of the 4 young people that they have become, and we have great confidence that when they go off to high school, they will certainly do us and their families very proud. We would like this afternoon now, to congratulate the following students. Alexi Sinodinos. Did I get it wrong? Oh, no. No. Our school prefect. Dean O'Keefe. Our other school prefect. Sienna Byrne, school captain. And Gia, our other school captain. All very fine young people, and we wish them well. Please remain where you are, girls and boys, but let's congratulate them. Just now, I would like to hand over to Mr. Gray. Mrs. Bennett, you have an envelope that you might pass to Mr. Gray that has in it the results of our election of our student leaders for 2021. Over to you, Mr. Gray.
Thank you, Ms. Rawlings. Yes, last week we had the opportunity to go through the election process for our 2021 school leaders. But before I announce those, can I also express my appreciation and thank yous to the 4 students standing in front of you. I think under the circumstances, they've done an outstanding job, and I thought it was only appropriate that they wait while our new 2021 leaders are announced. So again, thank you very much to our 2020 and student leaders. Please give them another round of applause. Moving on to 2021, I will start with the prefects, and following, as I said, last week's vote, I'd like to congratulate Angelina Al-Nahoon as being elected as a girls prefect for 2021. I'd like to shake everyone's hand, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to, so but congratulations, Angelina. I'd also like now to announce that in 2021, the boy prefect will be Lachlan Carrick. The girl captain for 2021, I'd like to congratulate Samara Toscano. And our boy captain for 2021, Marco Kizilowski. Sorry, I can't shake hands. At this point of time, I'd like our outgoing student leaders to congratulate the incoming student leaders just by turning around and congratulating them. And then I'll ask our 2020 school leaders to leave via the back gate. In front of you, girls and boys, you have your 2021 student leaders-elect. I congratulate each and every student standing in front of me, and I'd like you to do the same. I look forward to working with these students next year. And I also look forward to our investor or induction ceremony early in term 1. Again, congratulations and well done. Thank you.
Congratulations and best wishes to our 2021 school leaders, who are sure to do a great job. Our Years 3 to 6 assembly has come to an end. On behalf of all Year 6 students, Gia and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Gray, our teachers, past and present, and our school for its support over the past 7 years, as we soon move on to high school. We have grown and learnt so much, developed great friendships, and created many lifelong memories at Smithfield West, the best in the West. To those of you celebrating the upcoming festive season, we say Merry Christmas. And to all of our school families and friends, we wish you all a very happy new year in the hopes that 2021 will bring so many good things that we can all enjoy. Thank you.